We are at the end of the Stoic Investor Beginner course. And the first thing that I ask you to do is to leave a comment to let me know how was your experience and if this was actually helpful in your journey. But now you've made your first step as a Stoic investor because all these goals should be achieved. And so the question now is what you need to do from here. Well, some people realize, okay, I learned the basics and now I can do everything else on my own. That's great. But many people, especially busy employees and business owners, realize that they also need some accountability, some support that is a bit more personal when it comes to learning. And that's exactly what we do as Stoic Money. Because what normal people do is giving you some self-paced video course similar to this free course. With the difference that people make you pay for this, we give it for free. But how we work instead is that every student that we work with has one-on-one coaching calls and advanced group calls to learn more strategies. The second difference between the typical offer and how we work is that instead of having no support for your specific questions or some doubts on certain lessons, you get a dedicated coach, like a dedicated teacher, with 24/7 availability for you. Reason number 3 that we work differently is that normally you get always a generic plan that somehow works for everyone. But what is important for us is to focus exactly on what you need to learn to get a step closer to your financial freedom goals. And this means that if you already know certain concepts, we won't spend more time into those, but with your coach, with your tutor, you get a personalized learning plan with a final goal of building your long-term realistic roadmap to financial freedom. And finally, there's always, in these typical offers, a fake 100% money-back guarantee with tons of conditions, but instead, what we go for is a simple money-back guarantee that says that if you join us and you feel that what you're learning is not valuable, you don't see the point on the coaching program that we do together, you get your money back. Why do we do this? Well, first of all, for transparency. Second, because it forces us to give you the best service possible, because otherwise you wouldn't be happy, you ask your money back, and we all waste time. And so, if this looks interesting for you, what I can tell you to do now is to simply book a free one-on-one discovery call, which is a simple one-on-one call in which you're able to get clarity on your current situation, even understanding if investing is actually a priority for you right now, or maybe it's time to maybe look more into increasing your income or paying off debts first. But second, you can start to understand a bit more the long-term goals that matter to you. Is it work optional? Is it early retirement? No one helps you to figure these things in a realistic way and with what actually matters to you. And finally, understand the key steps to move forward with confidence. And sometimes those key steps can be achieved on your own. Sometimes you may realize that you need some guidance, and that's why we are here. What I love to say is that we are not going to teach you some secret strategy that no one else talks about, but you get the speed of results because you can learn these things on your own, yes, but maybe it will take you months or 5 years as it took for me. But with our help, you can become from a zero, new to the world of investing person to a confident investor in 5 weeks or a little more. And so this is basically what I can tell you to do as a next step if you're interested to learn more about how we work. But you also need to realize that this is something that doesn't make sense if you are in any of these situations, like you don't have a source of income, you don't have 10,000 pounds in savings, including your emergency fund, or you don't plan to learn about investing within the next 2 weeks. It's not a priority for you. In these cases, it doesn't make sense for you to take the call because you need a recurrent source of income to achieve your long-term results. You want to have an emergency fund in place first before putting money into the stock market, because ideally then you don't want to touch them for a while. And if we can't force you to learn, right? And so if you don't want to learn about investing, it doesn't make sense. Which means that instead, this free discovery call is perfect for you in this situation. You have a stable income, you have 10,000 pounds or more in savings, which again, you're not supposed then to invest all of this. It's just as your cushion, is your buffer of safety. And you can find 20 minutes per day in the next 5 weeks. Having said this, if you don't qualify or you feel it's not time yet to talk with us, you want to learn more a bit about me, the only ask that I have for you is that if you got value from this video course, just share it with your friend. You'll find in the description or in the pinned comment the first video of the course, and you just share that with a friend, and I'll be extremely grateful because you're helping other people to become financially literate. You also find in the description a lot of other resources that can help you. And whatever will be your next step, I hope that our path will cross soon in the future. I'm Vittorio Rigato, and I hope you enjoyed this free course.